Lol. Hello, it is me again. And I am recording this on while I'm on leave. Yes, I'm on leave today until when I cook po. I'm on leave today until Wednesday because wala lang, de joke lang. I have to help out with some house stuff, whatever. We're getting some new stuff done at home. So, I have volunteered. No, I'm kidding. Nagkataon lang talaga na sumubay siya. But I am going to be like a taong bahay for a bit. So anyway, hello! So, I have a very specific topic in mind because a lot of people have been asking me about it, specifically about my tattoo. So, if you guys know, of course you guys know because I have been raving about it everywhere. But it was my birthday last week. Happy birthday! So, it was my birthday. Greet yung sarili. So, when was this? Wednesday last week. I finally got a tattoo. After how many years? So, after I post about it, sobrang nag-wild ang mga DMs. But not because, oh my God, super hot. No, not even. Ang dami lang mga tanong ng mga tao. So, instead of like repeating the same thing over and over again, actually, I did already. Feeling ko nga nasagot ko na lahat ng tanong nyo. But anyway, for those who just want to hear, excuse me, for those who just want to hear the story or want to know the thinking, quote-unquote, behind it, that's what I'll be talking about today. So, I've prepared 9 of the most frequently asked questions since I've gotten my tattoo. So, let's get right to it. Okay, first question. Hindi na to ano ba yan? Wait lang. Okay, hindi na to verbatims, but like, anyway. First question is, how long have you been wanting to get a tattoo? So for those who know me well or at least have followed me on social media for the past X years, you've probably known that I've been wanting to get a tattoo for years now. Like I can't specify exactly how many years. Feeling ko college pa ako, I've wanted one already. It's just that, bakit na-delay? A lot of it had to do with convincing my parents. I'll go to that topic later on. A lot of it is also I don't know what design I wanted. But yes, I've been wanting to get one for years, as in years. So this is a very, very big victory for me. Okay. Question number 2. How did you finally convince your parents? This is a funny story. Actually, not really funny, but anyway. I'm a good girl. So, because back during the days na nag-rant pa ako, hindi man rant, pero nag-share ako ng feelings na I want a tattoo, but my parents won't allow me. Yung nagpaparinig ako sa kanila online. People would just tell me to just do it. And then just tell them afterwards. Kasi wala na silang magagawa. And yung yung lagi nga nilang sinasabi na it's better na mag-sorry ka na lang kesa magpaalam. So that's what they keep telling me. And gets naman, I mean, I get that there are parents who don't really mind if their children get tattoo. On the other hand, like my dad is fine with it because he also has tattoos of his own. So it was never really a problem convincing him. My mom, on the other hand, siya yung, Diyos ko, Lord, she's never been for it. As in, hindi naman siya like diring-dire, but more of, I think it's just a motherly thing of, you're going to change your body forever. Are you sure of what you're doing? So, for the longest time, she's always been like, no. And since yun nga, going back to the fact na sobrang good girl ko, I'm not the type to disobey them and just go behind their backs. So, I really wanted to make sure that they were hindi naman like 100% for it because I knew that my mom will never be for it. But more of, I just wanted them like, I just wanted their buy-in. So, it finally reached the point when, kasi, lagi ako nagpaparinig sa mom ko. Always, siguro. Basta alam na alam niya how much I want the tattoo. And then, it got to a point of the nose that she would usually say just became like, hindi na lang siya sasagot. And I know that's probably a worse response. Like, for example, a few weeks back, or a couple of weeks back, when I told her na, hey, I'm finally gonna get a tattoo na, hindi na lang siya nag-respond. But, ewan ko, it probably sounds worse, but for me, that was sort of a sign that she was accepting it, and that I considered that as a final, parang, shit, this is it. Hindi na siya kumontra for once. So, that's when I knew I kind of had her blessing. Of course, I knew I didn't have her blessing at all. But at least she was aligned with my plans. So that's when I was more comfortable to actually do it. Yun nga, my dad, on the other hand, he has a few tattoos already. So, and my dad, in the first place, regardless if he had tattoos or not, he is the chillest person ever. He allows me, or he allows us to do whatever we want. Feeling ko as long as di naman kami magloko in life. Tipong, siguro, I don't know what the worst thing I would do to get my dad to be really mad at me. Feeling ko kahit nabundis ako, wala siyang, joke lang. Joke lang, syempre. Diyos ko, Lord. But yeah, my dad's pretty chill, so it wasn't an issue at all for him. Okay, number 3. How did you finally decide on a design? So, yun nga, I was saying earlier na one of the things that delayed this whole tattoo process is me not deciding or having a final decision on what design I wanted. Syempre, big deal to because it's going to be there forever. I had a few choices. Like, kinategorize. Hindi man categorize, Diyos ko. I had an option na words. It was actually lyrics from a song. I won't say it now muna because I might end up, because I want it to be unique. Char! I'm sure someone else has that tattooed. But anyway, I don't want to say what words muna. But meron akong option na lyrics. Meron akong option na fandom related. So, tipong Star Wars, Harry Potter, ganun, mga ganung vibes. And then I had an option na similar to what I currently have now. So pros and cons of each. Pros, going to the lyric one first. I really, really wanted it, actually. I think that would have looked really cool. My only worry with it is that since it's a song lyric, natatakot ako na, well, number one, this is more of a minor thing. It might appear cheesy. The lyric itself isn't cheesy. It's actually tasteful, I guess. But more of just having words on you. Because cheesyhan, cornyhan ako sa mga quotes. Unless it's something really empowering, for example. So, that was number one. Number two, I love the artist now. And I'm sure I probably still will in years to come. But natatakot ako na what if magloko-loko siya. Like, for example, if I had gotten a Kanye West lyric tattoo on me, like 5 years ago, and then knowing that where he is now, na sobrang nagkakalat na online, parang nakakahiya na makita na may Kanye West tattoo ako. Does that make sense? So, I'm just scared na magkalat siya one day and that maging negative yung image niya. And so, mahihiya lang ako to show my tattoo. But that's just me, because some people are like, you're not even, I mean, it's not as if it's the name of the artist. You have the lyric on you. It's not the artist. But anyway, so I was just so worried with having that lyric on me. The second one, yung fandom-related one, I had a lot of options for this. Back in like a couple of years ago, I saw this tattoo of a glow-in-the-dark lightsaber. So that looked really cool, as in I wanted that so badly. Pero, what is my discomfort here? My discomfort here is, I guess I wanted it to be more timeless and not based on something that could be deemed as corny or how do you call it, dated later on. I don't know. I'm just scared. I know that like Star Wars, for example, is a classic. But hindi ko alam. Parang feeling ko lang in the future, maybe people won't understand it. And so, parang sayang lang din the effort. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. But I eventually landed on this design. So, it's like an illustration, right? The concept is something that I've been pushing. Ito, in-explain ko na yung design na. It's all about self-love. And I know it sounds cheesy as fuck, but anyway, it's something that I'm trying to advocate as of late, like in the recent years. So it's an image of a girl that is hugging herself, and then in the back, there are like flowers blooming. So it kind of represents the fact that if you learn to take care of yourself, if you learn to love yourself, like, you will be able to feel beautiful and do beautiful things for other people. Parang ganun yung meaning niya. And it starts from loving yourself. And it just gives off the idea of the beautiful things that can come out of loving yourself. And that's something that I've struggled with throughout the years. Something that I've been realizing also, na how can you learn, it's super cheesy, but whatever, how can you learn to love other people if you cannot love yourself? So that is the meaning behind my tattoo. I was gonna put some cheesy quote to it, pero sabi ko wag na, yung illustration na lang. So what I did, actually, this wasn't the girl na hugging herself, I found that on Pinterest. It was supposed to be just that, actually. But I decided to have the artist add flowers at the back to make it a little more dainty. Para lang hindi siya, not really stiff, but para lang may mas arte pa siya. Yun lang, basically. Okay, so that's how I finally decided on the design. I figured out that it's probably the most timeless one. Not classic, but yeah. Okay, how did you choose your artist and where did you have it done? So, I scouted mga tattoo parlors, tattoo shops. I don't even know if you call it tattoo parlors pa. So, tattoo shops in Manila. And then, honestly, there wasn't a lot of thinking involved. I emailed a few. I got the one that can deliver with the schedule I wanted. So, that's basically it, honestly. Like, I emailed, I got it kasi in 55 Tinta. So 55 Tinta, they have branches yata in Pasig, QC, and I forgot the other place, La Union, I don't know. Pero I emailed them, I told them the design that I wanted, or at least an idea of the design that I wanted. And then sabi ko na I want it done on this date. And then they said na sure, we can do it. As for the artist, we recommend, her name is Elaine de la Rama. So I personally had not heard of her before before they recommended her to me. So I looked her up and mukha namang okay yung ginagawa niya. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. So yun lang siya. Honestly, there wasn't a lot of thinking involved. I know there are others that go to a specific artist for specific designs, and by all means go. But for the ones that I contacted, kasi there were some that replied naman but weren't available during the schedule that I wanted. So I'm like, it's okay, it's fine. Why? Okay, speaking of schedule, question number 5. Why specifically on my birthday? There is a long dramatic story behind this, but it basically nervous laughter. But this has been a very tough year for me in many aspects. So a lot of things had not gone my way. I'm trying to explain it in a good way. But anyway, there were a lot of things that happened this year, and I was beginning to feel numb already. Yung drama, charot. Pero, yun, like, hindi, sobrang emotionless ko na. And, it came to a point na, well, hindi ako nagpa-check ng mental health ko. But, I was, how do I describe it? For weeks, for months, sobrang down lang ng feeling ko. Like, I felt like nothing was going my way and naluloka na ako. I don't know how else to describe it. But basically yun, it's been a very tough year. And I was in a slump that just felt like I felt like it was a downhill slope from here on out. And that explains a lot of what that explains why I've been doing a lot of the things I've been doing. So like getting a tattoo, getting my hair done, getting my hair cut, getting a new phone. It's really shallow stuff, but honestly, it helped me go back to myself. Na parang, it sounds weird, but you know how it helps you feel again? May pakina ako sa sarili ko ulit. And I can slowly feel myself getting back on track. Super baby steps, but at least I am no longer as, I don't want to use depressed as a word because I'm not clinically diagnosed, but yeah, basically. So that's why I decided to do it on my birthday. Para lang just to shake things up, basically, and hopefully to get back to where I was before. Okay, next question. Walk us through the process. Hang on, sorry, I will pause it first. Okay, walk us through the process. So I went to the tattoo shop. My appointment was at 2 p.m. Trivia, and this is gonna make me sound so bad. The night before, because that was my birthday, diba? The night before, I had a birthday salubong with my friends, so I drank. I wasn't supposed to go to the office that morning of my birthday, but I had a meeting, so I went anyway. Originally, kasi my plan was to get breakfast somewhere, lunch somewhere, and then go to the tattoo shop. Walang natuloy doon because I went to the office, I had my meeting. By the time that, even after my meeting, I really na-realize ko nga I shouldn't have scheduled it after lunch kasi when I'm anxious about something, I don't eat. So, I ended up not eating breakfast, not eating lunch that day. Dumiretso na lang ako to the tattoo shop. Not thinking that would be, or malakas yung effect nun to how I would respond to the pain. So, yun na. And umiyak. Sorry. And umuwi pa ako the night before at like 2:30. Because yun nga, my birthday salubong ako. So, inom, puyat, walang kain. So, that was my disposition as I entered the tattoo shop. So, anyway, when I got there, I worked with my artist to finalize the design. So, that took around an hour because she looked for like flowers, mga ganun. Nag-test kami ng sizes, which I would, kung ano yung mas gusto ko. And then, they set up the area for me. It's an open space kasi the whole tattoo shop. So, what they did, kasi I had to lie on my side, so I needed a bed. They just set up the bed and put like a screen na lang so that hindi ako makita ng iba. Siyempre, because like, my top was gonna be up. I wasn't naked, but like, yeah. Anyway, so, my appointment was at 2. I got there at like 2 yata, na sakto. The actual procedure, is that what you call it? Started around 3:20, mga ganun, 3:15, 3:20. And so, I was on my side. The placement of my tattoo is on my left rib area, side rib. So I was on my side, and nakakatawa kasi before I even lie down, they cleaned up that area muna. So they put alcohol, I think it was alcohol, they shaved off the minimal hair. Just ko, huwag kayo mag-ano. Anyway, they shaved off the minimal hair I had there. And then, yun. So when they were spraying the alcohol, it was super cold. And feeling ko dahil kabadong-kabado ako, dun palang nag-react na yung katawan ko. Like, nakikiliti na ako. So parang just, sabi ko sa sarili ko, just go, what more if nag-start na. So anyway, so I was on my side, and then si tattoo artist, she's like, start na. So I'm like, okay. And FYI, I went there alone because, well, in-accept ko na, it was a Wednesday, and it was a working day, and the shop was all the way in QC, so I couldn't really bring anyone with me. But anyway, so it started, and at first it wasn't as bad as I thought. I was thinking na parang, okay, if this is how it feels like all throughout, I'm fine. It's a bit uncomfortable, I guess that's what you call it, but it was tolerable. And then it came to a point that the pain felt like, and I may be exaggerating because nga of those 3 factors I said, na walang tulog, uminom, at hindi kumain. Just keep that in mind when I describe the pain, because some people say na sobrang exaggerate ko naman. But I'm just being honest, this is how it felt like. So, my times that it felt like a knife was slicing through me, it felt really bad talaga at times. And especially the long lines. I think this was the outline of the girl in my tattoo. So the lines are longer there, and so para siyang isang continuous cut of the knife. And I had to, actually the first hour, there were some bad moments, but it was like adjusting to the pain. So I was thinking na, okay, come second, because it took around 2 hours total. So come second hour, I didn't think it would be that bad na, because wala, na-expose na ako to the pain for an hour. How much worse could it be? But, just ko, hindi talaga, oh my god, it felt so much worse after the first hour. Maybe because I was more aware of what I was feeling. I was trying to distract myself na nga by watching Friends on my phone. But, just ko, like, isang episode lang kinaya ko, and I couldn't, because I was in so much pain that I couldn't even concentrate on the show na din. And I was gripping my phone, because in the way, like, you need something to grip daw, kasi the pain is really bad. So I gripped my phone. Thank God hindi ko naman siya natapon or whatever, nahulog. My time, I would like hold my own hand. Just ko, iba talaga ang self-love na naramdaman ko that day. But I would hold my own hand and like squeeze my hand because sobrang sakit talaga. And my time that I felt like duling na ako, sobrang hilong-hilo na ako, I had to ask my artist if we could just pause so I can stretch a bit. There was a time my breathing became so staggered. Is that what you call it? No, not staggered. Pero parang akong nanganganak. At least that's how I see them breathing in the movies. But it was so bad. I continuously had to ask her. Feeling ko nga nairita na siya sa akin. Na parang, gaano katagal pa? Or like, yun. But basically, that's how I will describe the pain. Like, I was being sliced by a knife. Okay, how did I feel afterwards? So after that, kasi I had my birthday dinner with my family. It wasn't really painful naman. It was more of, I was very aware that it was there. And psychologically, nafe-feel ko pa rin yung buzz dun sa area na yun. So, it wasn't painful, but I was hyper-aware na nandun siya sa location na yun. And then, the day after, my body was in so much pain. I realized it because, well, I was on my side the whole time. And the bed wasn't the softest bed in the world. It was a tattoo bed. So, it was a bit hard, but yeah, and because your adrenaline is so high during that time and you tense up a lot, so your muscles were so tense in those 2 hours, and naramdaman mo lang sila the day after, as in, oh my god, I was in so much pain. But it wasn't the pain na parang gusto ko magpakamatay. It was more of like nag-workout ka. So yun. In terms of the tattoo mismo, it wasn't painful naman. It was really during that moment lang that I was having it done. Now, which is how many days? Around 5, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Around 5 days after, the itching has started. It is so itchy. I'm just trying to avoid scratching it or just lightly rubbing it once it starts acting up. But I am applying lotion to it, or basta the one that they recommended. Yun. Number 9, how is it now? Basically, na pala yun. It's just itchy. It's super itchy. But otherwise, it looks like it's healing properly. Wala namang ang tawag dito? Wala namang, parang feeling ko di naman siya namamalat pa. Maybe that's for another time. Okay. Oh, I missed out the question. Last na to. Why in this area specifically? Because I know you guys are thinking, pinakamasakit na area yan, ba't mo dyan pinagawa? At first, I was supposed to get it on my back. Rewind. I wanted it to be in a location that's not immediately exposed. Also for my mom's sake din, na parang I knew kasi she was uncomfortable with it in the first place, so I don't want to rub it in her face na, diba? So I wanted to get it in an area that's not easily seen. So I was thinking back. But, syempre, I wanted it to be somewhere that I can see it naman. Kasi sayang naman if nasa likod ko, siguro makikita, diba? So, that's why I chose the rib area. It probably makes no sense now, but anyway. So, yun. That was a very anticlimactic last question. But, basically, those are the most common things that people have asked me. Ayan, mini-message na ako for work. Charot. Anong sabihin ko? Sorry, I'm reading work messages. Anyway, but if you have other questions, just message me. Hopefully, hopefully, hindi na yung mga tanong na nasagot ko na dito. But, if you're planning to get a tattoo, go. I support you. Ako, personally, I will probably get another one, but maybe not in the following year or so. Kasi, masakit siya, guys. Natutrauma pa ako. Yun lang. Thank you. See ya.